So in the previous video, we got everything working for a key. However, when we go to pick up the key and hide it, we have the issue of the key actually not being hidden. And same thing, we also have collision. So it gets hidden on the server, but not the client. So we have to set it up so it also gets triggered on the client. So to do that, we're going to go through to our header and we're going to create an onRep event to trigger. So let's do a uProperty. It's going to be replicated using, and it's going to be bool B is picked up. Now we can do our onRep. So ufunction void onRep picked up. Let's actually rename this one to picked up, and that'll work. So we have that set up. Now we just need to replicate B picked up. So if we go to our door.cpp, we can copy the get lifetime replicated props and paste it in the .cpp. We have to include net Unreal Network to have it work, as well as we need to set the boolean. So change B open to B picked up and set B picked up equals false in the constructor. So upon interact, we're going to do B picked up equals true, and that's going to trigger the onRep of function to fire, which we have to create. And inside of that, what we're going to do is simply set it hidden. And we also want to disable collision. So key mesh, search for collision. Is collision enabled? Set collision enabled. And it takes in the collision enabled. So the enum, no collision. So that way we can go through and disable the collision. So this should trigger everything we need. Now we just got to call it from the onRep, or sorry, from the server. So we're going to call onRep underscore picked up, and that should trigger everything on the server and the client. And since this is getting replicated, or, well, our inventory is replicated, that will trickle down to our client that is picking up the item as well. So because I made a change to the header, I'm going to go ahead and relaunch the project after closing it, and hopefully everything should work this time. Here's the key, the little square. Let's pick it up on the client. Okay. Got picked up on the client and did not fire. Now, even though we had everything set to replicate, the one thing I forgot to do is set the replicates to true. So that way our actual key here, our actor, is actually going to be set to replicate. So let's do our live coding and try it one more time. Press F. Okay, we still have the issue, so my guess is it never actually changed. So I'm going to relaunch, and then that should fix it. Okay, last attempt, because I'm pretty much positive it's going to work this time. So we press F, and there it goes, and we have no collision now. So that is working good. We still have that front flip and back flip issue. It's always fun. Anyways, so we now have our key, and it is properly replicated for, picking it up and such. So what we're going to end up doing in the next video is setting up a way to link it to doors. So if I ever did a exam, I did not add that here, but we need a way to lock doors, because obviously an escape room, if you could just walk right through the room, you kind of wouldn't really have much fun there, because you could just go from one room to the next without any challenge. So we obviously need a way that we can lock something behind a key, and that way we're going to have to figure it out, because we also want to have a couple different things of like number pads, for example. So we'll have to figure this out. Anyhow, that's going to be all for this video. And if you like what I'm doing and you want to help support me, you can find a link to my Patreon down in the description below. I have a Team Deathmatch series just for Patrons where we create Team Deathmatch in Unreal Engine with C++. I have a couple different things in there, such as weapon customization, custom spawning, as well as you get early access to videos such as this series, because my patrons will be seeing this first. If you have any question or anything like that, feel free to join my Discord server down below as well, and I'll try to help you out. So, take care.